Welcome back to the Thanks for Rolling podcast. This is one of your hosts, Jeff Pallone, and I am here with my co-host, as always, Pat Campanola. How you doing, Pat?
Doing well. What's going on, Jeff?
It's been a little while.
It has been. We've been busy.
We were up at the Enigma event in Windham, New Hampshire, a couple weeks back.
I should have written this down. What was it? The Castleton Banquet and Event Center?
I think you got it.
I think so.
We'll put a link in the description for everybody so they can find it, give them a little props. So we just took the podcast on the road. I know we talked about it a little bit in some of the earlier pods. We were going to be doing that. So we thought we would do a little recap here, give a little introduction for the folks that we spoke to. We had about 6 pretty cool interviews. Everybody was pretty cool there, and it was a cool event overall. So what'd you think?
I had a blast. I've caught snippets of their matches, but we haven't been to one of their events. So I was highly impressed. Really well put together production, awesome matches. Great people, great atmosphere, great venue.
Yeah, everything went really smooth, right? It seemed really smooth. For real. I know we talked to Christos at the end of the event and said that to him too. Like, it just felt really, really good. So
yeah, and then taking our show on the road for the first time, there were a lot of unknowns. We didn't really know what to expect, what we were going to do, how it was going to go, but I'm pretty pumped about how it ended up.
Yeah, I was watching the. So we had one of our friends, Lance, from the Crawl Space Podcast Network come and do some camera work for us. And I was watching some of that footage, and it looks really cool. It's like nice and close to everybody. And the audio actually sounds pretty good considering it was in the middle of, fights happening and, music playing, et cetera. So that sounds pretty good. So hopefully we'll get that.
Yeah, it was a interesting and challenging environment to try to record audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were first setting up, and we had the waterfall noise in the background that we didn't know was a waterfall.
That's right. Like, what is that sound?
Lance saved the day, got the job done, got the waterfall turned off.
Yep. Pretty funny. So, yeah, but like a nice hissing sound throughout the beginning. Yeah. Like, what is that?
And then for people that haven't been to like these, I guess, intimate setting jiu-jitsu matches, they start off dead silent.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like awkward silent. Like, you don't want to speak in someone's backswing at the golf tee.
Right. That's what it reminded me of. Like I had only ever been to like MMA fights that had maybe some grappling in it, right? Where the crowd's pretty rowdy anyway, or like jiu-jitsu tournaments like Naga or something, right? So it's very loud there. And when the first, the fighters are announced, their entry songs are played, right? They come out, they square up, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoop. The sound is, nobody's making a peep. You can hear the coaches, you can hear the grunts, like, it was weird.
Yeah,
it kind of caught me off guard.
You can tell the commentators are like whispering. They were right on the edge of the mat. We were across the room, and I felt like we were trying to really keep our voices down to not cause a disruption.
Right.
But then as the night went on, the crowd livened up a little bit, probably partially due to the proximity of the bar.
Yeah, I was going to say, once they realized there was a bar not right behind them, that was lightened everybody up. So we had some good conversations, right? So the first person we talked with was Pat Shahgholi from 10th Planet Long Island.
Yeah, the adult slayer.
That's right.
If you will.
That's right. I think he said he has multiple nicknames.
Yeah.
But the adult slayer. And he took care of business.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with Pat Shahgholi, he just turned 15 years old a few months ago. He's a blue belt competitor out of 10th Planet Long Island. And you'll hear in the interview, he doesn't even compete in the teen divisions anymore. He's just getting all these invitational super fight matches with adults, and kids killing it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We were very impressed by him. Very well kind of like put together, thoughtful. We walked out, I was like, man, this kid's only 15 years old?
Yeah, kid's got his shit together.
Yeah.
He's crushing it in competition. He's very well spoken. He's working on his own media company, Tap Media.
Tap BJJ.
Tap BJJ Media, running his own events.
Yep. Yeah, he had a tournament recently. So, yeah, very impressive. I think you guys will like the conversation. Then we saw him walking around the rest of the day with a camera in his hand.
Yeah,
right?
so
like,
he was kind of pulling double duty, doing the same thing we were, catching interviews with the other competitors.
Yep.
So that was cool.
Yep. All right, so here's the interview with Pat Shahgholi from 10th Planet Long Island.
We're here with Pat Shahgholi, winner by heel hook, right?
Yeah, inside heel hook, and I would say about 2 minutes.
Nice, man. Yeah, we were standing over there watching, but the angle was obscured a little bit from us.
So 10th Planet Long Island in the house.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Welcome.
You guys always come in force to the Enigmas, right?
Yeah, if Dylan gets a match or my dad, this is my first time on here, so obviously I want to get a match with like my dad and my coach Dylan. So it's good like getting all of us out here.
Yeah, that's
soon
awesome.
To be like the whole like school. Like the next tournament, I think it's like Tempe versus everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
Nice. So we were just talking. How long does it take you guys to drive up here?
Today it took us about like 4 hours and 40 minutes.
That's it?
About that, yeah.
Wow. We were thinking like, 7 hours. That's a
We
long
left
drive.
at like 6, so just to make sure.
Yeah.
Or no, actually not 6, like 9.
Do you guys
Awesome.
take the ferry across, or do you
We
drive around?
Yeah, we drive.
Yeah. I thought it was longer than that.
Sometimes depends when you leave.
Yeah.
Like if you leave earlier, it's about 4 hours, but if you leave like 2 or 3, it's about like 7.
Yeah.
7,
Yeah.
6.
So it took us like 2 hours to get up here.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, we're from in like the Springfield, Mass area. So.
Oh yeah, that's we passed that.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
sure you did. Yeah. So what did you think about your match?
It was good. I competed on RCS sub only last week.
Yep.
And I saw him compete as well. So I kind of got a thought of his game, and he also saw my game. So we obviously knew each other's games, and it was different than what I saw last week. I think he obviously knew my leg lock game and everything, so he's trying to stay back. But as soon as he got close to me, I started inverting and then came on top and like sat back on the legs.
Yep. He was not too happy with you pulling guard, huh?
Yeah, he was spinning me around. I didn't really get that.
Yeah.
So I just played my game. Didn't really affect me that much, and he was just getting mad at my guard, just laying back. But it's jiu-jitsu, it's
Yeah,
sport,
man.
you know.
Yeah.
So you've been killing it lately. You just said you were 15, right?
Yeah, I just turned 15 in August.
I thought you had just turned 16, but only 15.
Yeah, everyone thinks I'm like 16, 17, 18. I have a lie about my age sometimes about competitions.
Right. Blue belt, right?
Yeah, I just got my blue belt in October, so from Steve Caston.
Awesome.
So that's good to be like in the adult ranks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
awesome.
We had just podcasted with Maria last week or the week before.
Yep.
Yeah, she's one of my sponsors, Rubber Bones. So
Yep.
I'm always repping her gear, and she trains with us. So she's
Yeah.
a purple belt.
Yeah.
So
We had an awesome conversation with her, so we're big fans.
Yeah.
We're connecting the teams now,
Yeah.
right?
her gear is amazing.
Yeah. So you guys can all hear the background noise here as the next matches are about to kick off.
This is an intense match. John Lyons.
Is this the last match in the prelims? we're looking
I
at?
think there's one more. I think there was 10, and then the main card.
All right. We'll give it a pause so the music
Yeah.
kills, and we'll come back.
So you said this is John Lyons.
Yeah,
Where's
John.
he out of?
He's from the Vault in New Jersey, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. And I think he's versing Du Lemes or Lemez.
Yeah,
I think he's
Doug
MMA.
Lemes.
Yeah, I think he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
So I've seen both of them compete, so it's a good matchup.
What's it like compete with your dad?
It's really the training room is very tough against him. He's one of like my hardest roles. So, but if I know I'm doing good against him, I know anyone else like out there, it's not gonna go worse than him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's cool that you guys can come and do the competition together. That's cool.
yeah, so especially winning at the same competition by the same submission is
Yeah.
great. So.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
He's like the only person like to shut down my stuff, like my guard, my leg locks is just terrible. But it's the only way like that my game improves. Just
Yeah.
learning, you know.
Is it true they're calling you the adult killer?
Yeah, they call me the Adult Slayer.
Slayer, that's right. Sorry. Slayer sounds cooler than killer, actually.
I have so many nicknames: Patty Ice, Goop, Adult Slayer. You know, if you saw me in my match, I was before my match. I wore a little Aztec necklace and I blew it right before it.
Yep.
So Aztec Warrior, bunch of them.
Nice.
I'll switch it time to time.
Yeah. What was your walkout track?
My walkout was Family Ties by Kendrick. I think at first it was some like random one I picked, but then I got into this song and I was like, oh, it's pretty cool and it hypes me up, so I
Yeah.
picked it. I changed it like yesterday.
Oh, okay. We always like to ask everybody like what their walkout track is, and then we put it on a Spotify playlist that we have.
Oh, sick.
Of giving everybody's walkouts. We've got like all the guys from our gym and,
Nice.
and everybody else that we've had on the pod. So it's pretty cool to see. So you said you're starting a podcast yourself.
Yeah, I'm starting a podcast on SoundCloud and YouTube. I just released my first 2 episodes. Just one about like the backstory of my brand, and another one with one of our teammates, Jose Lugo. Just like a fun little sauna talk, and just talked about like his journey during COVID. You know, just something like quick and easy.
Yeah.
And as soon as like time goes by in the future, it's definitely gonna improve more. But I'm just having fun with it. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
that's
we
what
look
we're
at it
doing.
too. Yeah. Like we'll just have fun with it, get to talk to cool people.
Yeah,
You know.
it's amazing.
Yeah. So talk about your brand.
It's called Tap. It used to be called Tap, like TAYP. Just one of our buddies used to call it that, and then I changed it to Tap BJJ Media, something like professional, like flow grappling or counter films, just so like it's easy to pronounce and easy to look up. Nothing like hard and like just like not easy to type. And it's like a good name. Sounds good. Sounds professional. Change the logo and everything. And I started on the day of my birthday, August 7th of 2020. And at first it was like kind of like lousy. I was on my phone, just like random edits, just like funny edits. And then like throughout the year, just I got help from and like supportness from like my teammates and my coaches. I got a camera from like my coach, Steve Caston. And then I just started bringing it everywhere, recording everything, edits, interviewing like professional people from ADCC, my dad, my teammates, just interviewing awesome. Everyone. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, good for you.
I also have a tap tournament, and we just had one October 1st. So
nice.
Yeah, it went really well.
That's great, man. Getting after it.
Thank you.
Getting after it. How long have you been training for?
I've been training for about 7.5, close to 8 years. Started when I was 6 or 7.
Oh, man, I'm so jealous. So I'm an old fart, and I like every time I see young guys out there, I'm like, God, man, I wish I had trained when I was young.
Yeah,
so good for you.
I teach some of the kids class with Dylan Garofalo, and just seeing these kids at a young age, we have about like a couple 5-year-olds and ages like between 5 and like 13. So just seeing them like at the age I started, I know for a fact, like, in the future, they're definitely going to be killers like me.
Yeah, that's
sick, they don't even know it yet. They don't even know how much they're learning.
Yeah. And they're so smart compared to, like, other people. Like, they just do it for, like, they'll do something, like, that's, like, advanced, and they won't even know it. Like, I saw one kid, like, pull, like, cross-body ride to, like, crab ride to leg drag, and I was like, who taught you this? How are you doing this? The kid's like a backpack.
They absorb everything.
Yeah, and they don't ask questions. He's like, oh, I'll just do this instead, you know? It's crazy.
Yeah,
John Lyons won.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have a match a few years ago against Doug Leames that ended up falling through. The match never happened, but yeah, he's a solid black belt out of, I think, Mau Mau, but fights MMA as well.
I think John's a purple belt under Volt, so it's a good win for him.
Yeah,
you know, that's awesome. Yeah, I think with the kids, right, like they don't, I know, as an adult, like shit's in my head. Right? I'm like, oh, what did Pat tell me to do here? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, right? What's the next move? And the kids are just like, I'm just gonna wing it.
Yeah,
right?
they don't care. Like adults, they ask like a bunch of questions. The kids are just like, oh, I'll just do this instead. I'll like change it up and just see what works.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Good for them. That's awesome.
So what do you got coming up? Staying busy.
I think I have a match January 22nd on RCS, and then I'm trying to get a match on Emerald City December 4th. I think I'm gonna get a match up with Dylan. Or not Dylan, but with along with him, and that's pretty much it so far. I'm just trying to get matches every time, win or lose.
Are you competing at finishers this weekend?
Oh yeah, I'm competing Sunday. So along with Steven Caston in the 185 qualifier, and then some of my teammates and students. So it'll be fun.
Awesome, man. Nice work. Keep them busy.
Yeah,
pretty badass.
It's better than every other month. I'm just getting used to it. Like,
yeah.
I think I competed 4 times this week. Not this week, but 4 times this month. November 6th, November 13th, November 19th, and this Sunday, November 20th. So keeping me active, win or lose. I'm just happy with it.
Good. Awesome.
I think I may be doing commentary for that RCS event. We'll definitely see you guys out there.
Yeah, you'll definitely see me. I think my dad's the main event against Mason Fowler, so it's definitely going to be a good one.
Yeah, that's a huge match.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I don't know how they pulled that off, but I'm pumped for it.
Me neither. They have PJ Barch. They have Frank Rosenthal, Nick Ortiz, like a bunch of good people out here.
Oh, PJ's coming back for that?
Oh, no, PJ's competing.
Oh, here, I'm sorry.
He's competing tonight.
Yeah. Sorry.
For the 170 title.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking to PJ a minute ago, and then we have him out at 10th Planet Springfield for a seminar.
Sick.
Yeah, we pumped about that.
He did a seminar at Tempe NYC, and we were able to go there, and we trained with him before that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, PJ's awesome.
PJ's good, yeah.
Yeah, should be good. Should be fun. Cool, man.
Good stuff.
Did we miss any of our normal questions?
I don't think we did.
We usually have like little standard questions, but I think we worked
kind of on the fly tonight.
Yeah, it was good.
I know what I want to ask you. So, when other kids your age, I don't mean to be insulting by calling you a kid, sorry. What and they ask like what you do, like what's their reaction when they ask you about BJJ or like?
What I say?
Yeah, what do you say?
I just say it's just like wrestling with grappling and submissions. It's very hard to explain to them because they're like, oh, do you do karate?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, it's just different and way better, but. Just like explaining as like grappling, wrestling, just wrestling with submissions, just simple and easy. Just explaining to them like, oh, there's like joint locks and chokes, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like go deep into it, especially kids my age. They're just like dumb-minded. It's like very, very different compared to me.
We ask everybody that question because as adults we're like, I don't know how to answer that when people ask, right? Because people are like, oh, does that mean you can kick my ass? Like something like that. Like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, so I'm curious, like from a young person's perspective, like how that works. Yeah,
Definitely the mindset compared to another like 15-year-old is just very different.
Yeah. Well, that experience you're getting, dude, like being in those like pressure cooker situations, like, hey, this sucks, this is uncomfortable, or I'm performing in front of a friggin' packed house here. That's shit you can use forever, man. That's
I love it. Like, I'm in school, it's like 7 hours. I'm just like focused, you know, just like not talking to anyone, you know, just ready to train the next hour.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
You compete against kids your age anymore, or is it just all adults?
The last match I had a kid with my age was in Florida against some like Wagner kid. And it was kind of a lousy ref decision. I lost, but, you know, I don't care. You know, I had the more attacks, more submission attempts, but, you know, it's their hometown, home turf. I don't really care, you know. And he decided no leg locks last minute, so.
Of course.
You know, he's one of Wagner's students, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll let this music play out, and then we can wrap it up when it's not so loud.
Cool, man. Well, thank you for coming by.
Thank you for having me. I always love doing podcasts.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, we'll drop your socials in the captions when we drop all this stuff, and make sure we'll get your branding info again from you so we can get all that stuff out there.
Thank you for having me. I'll definitely support you guys and mention it. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll get you back on one of our regular podcasts sometime. We can do it over Zoom or something.
Let me know.
Yeah,
I'm always free.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Good meeting you.
Thank you.
Take care. Good luck this weekend. Okay, so our next conversation was actually with Pat's father, Chris.
Yeah, so the father-son duo was there competing, which these days you'll find them on the circuit together almost every weekend. These guys are driving all over the place. So, I believe Chris is a brown belt also out of 10th Planet Long Island, and just like his son, winner by heel hook in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, the 10th Planet team there, and the 10th Planet Long Island specifically, but the rest of the 10th Planet guys really brought the pain that weekend.
Yeah, it was a fun time talking to Chris and kind of hearing his thoughts on training and competing with his son, and it's a really cool bond that the two of them share.
Yeah, you don't see that very well. Funny enough, like the next couple that we spoke to, right, another father-son combination, but I don't know anybody else. I mean, that's a pretty cool dynamic to have, especially to be traveling around, doing that with your father, and then both of them doing it well.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty badass.
I think that goes to show you that maybe the parents took the correct approach and weren't pushing the kids too hard when they were younger. I feel like with a lot of these, child phenom competitors that you see, they get burnt out on it because the parents are pushing so hard, or maybe it's not even the parents. Maybe they just burn out on it just because they've done it so much. But it's awesome seeing that we had a couple of these father-son duos here that are still crushing it at a high level together.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so here's the interview with Chris. Enjoy.
All right, we're here with Chris Shahgholi, big winner tonight.
What's up, man?
How's it going, guys?
Thanks for coming on.
Here. No
Thank
problem.
you. The Long Island team's killing it tonight.
Yeah, man, it's a different environment out here. I feel like when we leave New York, our leg lock stuff works a lot easier.
For sure.
That's what I said to one of the guys earlier. I said, you guys are taking home ankles left and right over here.
Yeah, you get a lot more resistance in New York and Jersey.
Yeah, everybody's used to it.
Yeah.
Know what kind of game you're going to bring.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Up this way, I'd say the leg lock game all around is like a generation behind.
Yeah.
People right now are trying to jump on it like, we were 5 years ago.
Exactly. We're way ahead.
Yeah. So what's it like competing with your son?
Oh, man, I get more nervous watching him go up there.
Yeah.
Like I was saying up there, it's sometimes more fun just to come corner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we had him on. He was an impressive young man.
Yeah, definitely.
It's awesome.
Super proud of him.
Yeah, I can imagine. I said to him, I'm older, and I only wish like I was doing half of what he was doing now. Like that's the stuff he's learning. Forget win-loss, right? Like just all that other stuff. Like just being out there, like all these eyes on you, and like just being calm and doing your thing. More power to him. We're proud of both you guys. That's awesome.
Yeah. He's so composed and well-spoken too.
Yeah.
Very
definitely.
impressive.
I try to drop the hammer at him at the gym. So when he comes here, it's nothing that he's not used to.
Yeah, he said that.
Yep. Says, the training room of my dad is a little rough.
Yep. He said nothing I see anywhere else is going to be as bad as what he got leashes on me at the gym. So that's the way it's supposed to be as a dad, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. You got to lay a smash down once in a while. Yeah. So you guys are traveling a lot for competition, huh?
Yeah, entire quarantine, you know. We had free time and we wanted to stay active, so we were going wherever. We started coming out here for like the Good Fight in New Hampshire, and then we met the Enigma guys, and they're so good to us, so we got to keep coming. It's just great production, great exposure.
Yeah.
And they're bringing in big names. They got PJ, they got Manny.
Yeah.
So I just look at it as like chopping at it, get a big name eventually, and
Yeah.
keep coming out here. It's totally worth it.
This is our first time up here, but we definitely need to get some of our guys on the show.
Yeah.
Get Daniel on there.
Yeah.
That's what I said to him. I said the same thing. Yeah.
He's always down.
Yeah. He was just saying like how like sub only, like, all right, what's 10th Planet? Like that's what it's all about. So
Yeah, when they do
perfect
these
fit.
EBI rules, it's like we got to show up.
Yeah, this should be our show.
Yep.
yeah, there's no excuse based on the name, right?
I like this though because it's 15 minutes regulation, so a lot more time to work, and then plus you got the OT, so there's no excuses at the end.
Yeah, you can't do those 5-minute matches.
No.
Yeah, it's different even when our guys go and compete at like Naga, right? Like it's a different world.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was hurt over there.
Oh.
No, not just resetting. He was laying there by himself. I have a direct view to the match in case anybody's wondering what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah.
Give us a little rundown of how your match went. It was pretty quick.
Yeah. So my last match here was combat, so
Yeah.
I couldn't sit guard, but tonight was regular jiu-jitsu, so I just sat guard, and I try to compete like I'm at open mat, like whatever you want to call it, supine guard or off your back. Like I really like to play like that, and the one good thing he was doing is passing to my right, and I like to play on my left hip, so I had to like enter it on the right and then switch hips. But he was doing a good job of sitting back on his heels, but the 2-on-1 grip really helped. And then that's just like one of my bread and butters, 2-on-1 to a reap, and usually I get a roll out of it, but I was really able to like clamp down on him and get the top side.
Yeah. It's quick.
Yeah. I mean, you know, people probably look me up and they know that I do leg locks, and I think with Dylan too, the guy tapped just to the isolation.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately with Pat, the guy got a pop, but
Yeah. Yeah.
So who was the quickest of you three?
we were just talking about that because Enigma said I had 59 seconds and Dylan just added his up. He thinks it's 54.
Oh, shit.
I think it's bullshit though.
We'll have to go to the tape on that one.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
You have
crazy.
to crunch the numbers.
That's pretty awesome, man. For all three of you guys, like under a minute regardless, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're traveling out here pretty far, so it's kind of worth it to get some little like highlight reels. Leg Lock Library was sharing our stuff, so that's cool.
Yeah. We were asking Pat, like, how long did it take you? Like 8 hours? He's like, no, like 4. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the one time we went to AC and we left at a bad time, it took us 6 hours.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
And then to be like ready to compete, it's just
yeah.
like I taught the 6 a.m. this morning,
Yeah.
then drove up here.
And then you guys are going home tonight, right?
Yeah, because Saturday we got a potluck at the school, and then Sunday these guys are going to finishers.
Yeah.
So it's like nonstop.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I know, we thought about even staying the night tonight, but we got PJ tomorrow morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it should be a good one. What's next on the docket for you?
Next for me is RCS with Mason Fowler.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I knew that, actually.
So that's
Right.
going to be in Dewitt, Massachusetts, or Planet.
Yeah, it's in Haverhill, right? Is that what you said?
I
Something
think it's in
like
Haverhill.
Yeah.
Haverhill, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like
Yeah, it's
2
not too
hours
far
from
from
you
here.
guys, right?
Yeah, you probably passed it on your way up, or past the exit for it on your way up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little closer
So
than
they have a
this is.
great promotion. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, so how did that match come about?
So RCS originally just told me they wanted to get me like a nice, like a heavy guard passer because I play guard. And then he's like, hey, man, I have a match for you. And he sends me a picture of Mason Fowler. And I was like, for me? I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, do you mind if Chael talks shit about you? I'm like, no. So like he paid like the Cameo, that company, to
Yeah.
have Chael do
Yeah.
like a
Yeah, I
little
saw
like,
that.
thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So RCS is pretty cool. They have a different approach to it, kind of like an entertainment style.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of like back and forth, like shit talking and stuff. It's fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's a cool one. I asked you that question and knowing full well that was the answer. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was at trials. I got to watch him fight and win. I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah.
He did 99 plus. He didn't cut to 88, but he's a big boy.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. It's exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
Pumped?
That's probably the biggest match I've ever had. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I'm getting 15 minutes and 3 OTs, so not like submission underground,
Yeah.
like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He's tough in those OTs, though.
I know. My spine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't accidentally yell.
Verbal tap.
Yeah, exactly. What was your walkout song tonight?
So originally I picked the Action Bronson song, but Apple Music didn't have it, so I picked Althea from Grateful Dead.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Good vibes.
When you're walking out, we were like, I was like, what is this? It had like, we were metal vibes. I think Lance actually made a comment about it.
Yeah.
We ask everybody who comes on the pod like what their walkout music is. Like sometimes it's hypothetical, sometimes it's legit. And
Yeah.
we've got a like a Spotify playlist.
Oh, okay,
that
cool.
We're adding it all on, so it's all the guys from our jam and then everybody we've had on and their stuff.
What I try to do is usually like leading up to a tournament, I play the same song a lot, so that when I hear it, it's like
yeah,
you know, like comforting almost.
That's
Like
a great idea.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. When people ask you about like jiu-jitsu, like just the regular folks, like what do you tell them when they ask you about like what is it that you do?
Yeah, so that have no idea what jiu-jitsu is, I usually tell them it's wrestling with submissions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Pat said too.
Yeah. And if it's just like a short conversation, I'll just say wrestling.
Yeah. We have this conversation all the time with people. I'm like, I don't know what to tell them.
Or grappling.
Yeah. Like,
But sometimes that confuses them if you say grappling.
Right. And then you take it another level, getting in on the CJJ action.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love CJJ. I don't even like to strike. I just like the idea of playing guard and trying to be safe and then looking for a submission.
Yeah.
So it just adds another. I think at CJJ, the pace is insane. There's no rest spots. You got to be going the whole time, you know?
Yeah, because you're in danger the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it really shows like who's down for like the real like matches, because when they announce CJJ, a lot of people start going into the shadows.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, we always never know what to say to people when they're asking about like what is it that you do?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then a CJJ video almost looks like MMA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, why aren't you closing your fist?
Yeah, right. Are you slapping that guy? We had Doomsday Howard on, and he was talking about it. And he was like, I just want to knock somebody. I want to knock somebody out with an open fist, open hand. That's what he was all pumped about that. So
I'm sure it's possible.
yeah, I think didn't that happen sometimes?
There's been some TKOs.
TKOs,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You've seen a couple of guys get dazed a little bit, and they're
Definitely.
definitely out of it.
Yeah. John was he was all about it. I think he made a shout out to Eddie.
Yeah.
he was
Yeah, he wants to get in on
He
it.
wants to get in.
Well, now
yeah.
they're bringing back regular EBI too, so
Yeah.
they're gonna like alternate.
Yeah. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's awesome. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
It should be really good.
I wasn't on the CJJ train at first, but the more it's evolved, the more I've been into it.
Yeah, and the fact that guys are jumping like Roberto Jimenez,
Yep.
like if he's gonna do it, other people can't say no.
yeah.
And I like the mix. You know, you get the guys that go through the whole tournament with no strikes,
Yeah.
and then you get the other guys that just want to go out there and smack the shit
And
out of
just-
people.
Yeah. Yeah. Ryan Aiken, I
Yeah.
think he just won with no strikes, and
Yep.
Thor won with no strikes back
Yeah.
in the day
Did you just see the big announcement drop on Ryan Aiken?
with Rashad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick. And Cerrone and
Cerrone and Craig
right.
Jones.
yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah. I was wondering how if that'll come to pass. Right. We were talking about that at the gym the other day.
Well, the interesting is Cerrone's always been saying that lately he's been training for MMA fights with just jiu-jitsu with gloves, like no stand-up striking, no like just grappling with gloves on. So he'll probably be used to that.
Yeah.
But can he avoid leg locks?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He can avoid probably average leg locks, but it's going to be a different game with Craig.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, that should be cool. I think when you get big names like that, especially coming from like the world of the UFC, like you're gonna just get more eyes on it, right? Like people may know nothing else, but they're like, "Oh, Cowboy's on there.
Yeah.
He's a big name, right? Big fan base. Like
Yep.
that'll just bring eyes, and that can only be good, regardless of whatever happens.
absolutely.
Yeah, especially
I'd be-
against Craig, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like two big names from both sides of the world.
Yeah. I'd be interested to know like who those guys bring into their fight camp, you know? Because they have the means to bring in whoever they want. Good leg lockers. It just
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure Cowboy's got a stable of dudes coming out to his ranch, right?
Yeah.
It's just not a lot of time to get Craig Jones ready.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's a different game. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. What else?
I think that covers it. I mean, we're getting close to the big matches, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
exciting.
So
Who are you picking in PJ's match?
I got PJ. I was supposed to fight Sean tonight. And
Oh, I
then-
remember-
and then
yes.
At 85, then they brought PJ in for 170.
Yeah.
So,
You've gone to watch Sean a few times here.
yeah. So, if PJ wins, it's good for me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
then Sean can go back to 85.
Right.
If Sean wins, then it's like maybe I'll have to cut to 70.
Yeah. Right.
Sean's
Yeah.
really tough, but man, it's PJ Barch.
He's
Yeah.
a beast.
Different pace.
Yeah.
Did you guys see his match with Cody? I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Oh God.
That could have gone
I was
either
tired
way.
watching it.
Yeah.
Sick. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
I think he lost that decision because Cody was just a little more fresh and active in that overtime.
Yeah, and he's like a showman, Cody.
Yeah.
You know?
PJ had the better submission attempts in regulation.
Definitely.
Yep.
Ended the match almost on his back.
Yep. And then Frank and Manny, that's going to be sick.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks
I
for having me
appreciate it.
on.
Yeah, we'll get all your socials put up and everything else when we do our thing here. So
Thanks.
Cool, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Sorry, let's do that again. That was terrible. That was terrible. Thanks, brother. Take care. Our next guest was another father-son duo. We had John Connors and his son Rory Connors join us. John is actually my first jiu-jitsu coach. I spent a lot of time at Connors MMA in Norwood, and John competed against a much younger competitor. And Rory's just coming off some knee surgery, so he didn't compete this time around, but he has competed with Enigma in the past, I think in their lightweight tournament last time.
I believe he's been in a couple of their events.
Yeah. So it's cool to sit down with them. It was cool for me to have past and present jiu-jitsu worlds colliding at that table.
That was a really neat moment. I myself enjoyed it because you'll hear in the interview, John, of course, comes from an earlier generation of jiu-jitsu than we do. So I always love hearing the insight from guys like him that have been just doing it forever. You know, guys that have been a black belt longer than I've been doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. And you'll hear, John talks about having a big gap in his competition and kind of how they got back into it and his move from more gi style, right, into no gi, and kind of that's how he competes now. So
yeah,
that was a pretty cool moment for me too. I just, John is good to talk about jiu-jitsu with, right? So I think it flowed pretty well for us.
Yeah, it was a great interview. John has his own podcast. He's much more well-versed in it than we are, so he was very good on the mic and made for a great interview.
Yeah. How many episodes did he say?
I think he said they had just dropped 113.
So, yeah, he's a little far ahead of us considering
he's
this
about 100 ahead of us.
Yeah. So we'll put a link to his podcast. It's called The Power of the Tribe. It's a good listen.
Yeah.
Guys, this is a cool moment for me. My OG jiu-jitsu coach, John Connors, his son, Rory Connors, my current jiu-jitsu coach, Pat Campanola. Thank you for coming on. So, John.
Oh, my pleasure, yeah.
Just had a monster match. How you feeling?
I feel pretty good, yeah. I felt a little winded in the match, but I feel fine now.
Recovered?
Yeah.
I know you were probably doing some targeted heart rate training when you were, at least you used to do that a lot, right?
Yeah. Now I'm just doing jiu-jitsu pretty much. I don't even do anything else.
Yeah?
So maybe I need to do more of that, yeah.
I was telling Pat that I have videos that we shot probably when they were starting the documentary, right? Were you going to Worlds maybe at the time? And he was like,
maybe,
we were running hills and I'm
yeah.
tired just watching you train at this point.
I was doing those hill sprints. It was the most nauseating workout I've ever done in my life. I would run up this spiral hill, and it would take 90 seconds to get to the top. And it's a full 90 seconds, flat out. And then I would walk down so I could get to the bottom in about 3 minutes and do it again and do like 6 or 8 of them, be completely nauseated. My head was spinning. And it was in the Arnold Arboretum, which is this beautiful kind of nature place. And there'd be couples on a blanket having a picnic, some woman feeding her boyfriend grapes, and I'm like throwing up next to them.
Yeah.
It occurred to me, Jeff, when I was doing it, like my head is pounding, I'm nauseated, my heart is pounding. I'm like, maybe this isn't that good for me. I might die up here.
Yeah, right. It's like, what happened to Johnny? He never came back to class. I don't know. I do remember, yeah.
I think I took McGillicott with me, and he would be the rabbit. He would start halfway up the hill, so I would chase him at the top because you want to quit so bad.
Yep. Yeah, I remember Jesse would be like partially up the way.
Yeah.
And you'd catch up to him. He'd start running, and then you'd catch up to him. Poor Jesse was going to fall over, too.
And then we would grapple a little bit at the top. We would like hand fight, and that was brutal. Yeah, that's totally not working.
That's not happening anymore? No?
I don't think it did any good either.
So I was thinking about having you on, and one of the things I wanted to ask you, and I just mentioned this to Pat before. So you had a long layoff between competitions, right? And we've probably talked about this just candidly before, right? But you had competed as a blue belt at PANS, right? Won PANS, and then had how long off before you went back to competition?
18 and a half years.
18 and a half years. And then jumped back into it.
I did, yeah. It's crazy, yeah. So it was in early 2018. I said to my son, Rory, I said, I wonder if I can compete with these guys my age at the big tournaments. And we had a plan. I think the original plan, Roar, was we were going to train for like we're going to do a year's worth of training, and then I think it was, oh yeah, maybe that was it. And then I felt so good in September we did no-gi pants. And I only had one opponent down in New York, and I won my match. And then I looked the guy up afterwards, and he was really good. He had won all these tournaments. He had all these accolades. I said, thank God I didn't look him up before I had the match. I would have been psyched out.
Yeah, we've talked about that, actually, looking up guys beforehand, like, and just have that being in your head.
It's not good, you know. So I just came back from No-Gi Worlds, and after I had 2 matches. I won them both, and after my second match, the guy said to me, so he was much bigger. He came down a weight class. I went up a weight class, and he said, well, yeah, you're one of the top guys. You're winning everything all the time. I'm like, oh, this guy's intimidated by me.
Yeah, how'd that feel?
Yeah, I was intimidated by him. I'm like, oh, I got to get that stuff out of my head, man.
Yeah, there's too much information.
Yeah.
So you've been competing. How many times have you competed since you went back?
I don't know. What do you think, Roy? I won no-gi pans like
You've done
like
every
4 times. I
major
won
no-gi
Worlds
tournament.
twice. Yeah. We went over to Europe. I won no-gi
That's right.
Euros. Bunch of pans, and I did one Boston Open. I won. I think I only lost 1 match, I think, in my whole run-up. Yeah. It was in the first time I did no-gi Worlds in the finals. Guy was really, really good, and I just came up short, you know. I kind of screwed up the preparation. The day before, I was 2 pounds heavy, so I hadn't jogged in years, really, and I went, oh, I'm going to go jogging out in the hot Anaheim sun with a sweatsuit on. And then I came back. I'm like, I'm 2 pounds under. Great. You know, dopey me. I didn't realize, yeah, you're 4 pounds dehydrated now.
Yeah.
So my calf like blew up in the finals, and yeah, I just had a terrible performance. But the guy, he was really good. I don't mean to make excuses. He beat me, but yeah, that was it.
So, Rory, what's it like being on the ride, right? Like, I mean, you're competing like crazy as well. We keep tabs on you from the 10th Planet School in Springfield, as you know. So what's it been like? Like, you've come right along the ride, right?
Yeah, I feel like I just started competing like the other day almost. But,
Really?
Yeah, time just flies.
Yeah.
I can't wait to start competing again.
Get back. Yeah, so you've been injured, right? So how long have you been laid up for?
Just 2 months now. I had a torn meniscus on my right knee, so I had surgery on that. And I'll be back maybe in 4 months.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
4 more months?
Yeah.
No kidding. You got to do PT?
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing that now.
Good. I mean, you're walking around, so that's
Yeah.
good, and no limp, at least that I can tell. Yeah.
Very recently stopped.
Oh, really?
limping,
Yeah. So what's next on the Connor's Men agendas?
I don't know. I can't wait for him to get back. He was like my best training partner.
Yeah.
During the lockdown and COVID, we would just go in the gym twice a day and murder each other for hours. Man, yeah, it was great training though. I felt like I made so much progress. So yeah, I can't wait till he comes back. It makes a big deal. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that long ago where, Jeff, I could just smash him.
Well, I remember when he came back. I was still there when he came back, and I was like, "Who's this kid?" Oh, that's John's son.
Guess what?
I was like, it is.
I'm not smashing him anymore. Yeah.
Kid's a beast. Yeah, I know.
So how many of these Enigma shows have you done now? I think I've seen
This
you
is
on
my
a few, right?
this is my second.
Second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun seeing you out here battling, especially now against getting out there with the young guy too.
Yeah. It was a big challenge.
Long match.
Yeah, my first match was against a guy who's younger than me as well. I'm not sure how much younger, maybe
5-10 years.
5 to 10 years, a little bit bigger. So I kind of like that. And then you're the underdog. The psychological pressure is off. And the same for this one, too. So I thought, I don't have much pressure. And then the way we look at it, I try to look at it as it's just about the long-term development. So the first Enigma match I did, I had 10 weeks to prepare. And Christos came down, talked to me about it. And I said, I asked him about strategy. I go, so what do you think? What's the best overtime strategy? And he said, well, I like back control. He goes, but I do those rounds every day. I go, oh, we got to do those rounds every day. So Rory and I and everyone else, we started doing those rounds every day. So in that 10 weeks leading up to that match, I made huge progress in back control and in the arm bar position. It didn't show it tonight, but I definitely have. And then in the last 2 months as well, we put a lot of work in, and I understand the position so much more. It's embarrassing, Jeff. So when we came back So in 2019, I came back and went to the no-gi pans. I had a guy's back, and I was doing a high ball ride, and I wasn't doing it right, and the guy escaped. I ended up winning the match. And after the match, Rory said, listen, you got to have your knee over his hip, control that hip so he can't roll away from you. And I said, oh, great. And then I matched the guy again later that day, and I did it, and I finished him. So I was like, that's great. That's 2 years ago. I didn't even know what it was called. Now I know it's a high ball ride. I have to have my knee here. I have to do this. So I understand it so much more than I did 2 years ago. It's almost embarrassing because I've been training for 20 years before that, you know what I mean? But the information, mostly because the instructionals, there's so much great information available. And if you train right, you can really go deep into the positions,
I thought you were going to tell me you got him in an Ellie Mae.
Did he tell you about the Ellie Mae?
I don't think so. I don't share those stories. Like, I don't know, John and I are rolling one day, and he does, like, something ridiculous, and he starts laughing. So I tap, and I'm like, what's that? He, like, he gave me, like a old school, like,
I had, like, his arm behind his back.
Yeah.
It's like the Ellie Mae Clampett from the Beverly Hillbillies. Ellie Mae used to do that to Jack.
He's like, I call it the Ellie Mae. I'm like, son of a bitch. He always knew you were in trouble with John, because I'd be like working my ass off, and he's laughing. not disrespectfully. I don't mean it disrespectfully, but I'm like, I'm in trouble. Like, and he knows that I know that I'm in trouble, so he's laughing. So yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna say. You got him in the old Ellie Mae submission. So we have a couple questions we always like to ask the guests who come on. So you just walked out to AC/DC,
Right.
yeah?
Right.
I thought maybe you'd walk out to the Eagles. Or Jay Giles, right? My two least favorite bands. What made you pick
the
that?
Cars.
Yeah, the Cars, right.
Well, I'll tell you, I was going to take something completely off the wall, something completely different, either Frank Sinatra, Summer Wind, or even, what's the other one I'm listening to all the time now? Van Morrison, something from him. And
we talked about it.
Yeah, my girlfriend Amy and Rory go, you can't go out to that. It'd be embarrassing. I was like, oh, sorry. I go, what? And they basically picked that for me.
Oh, okay.
And it feels good. Yeah, it feels good to walk out to. But, yeah, maybe I'll come up with something a little bit more representing my own personality and thoughts next time. Yeah.
We were here recording as you were walking out, and Jeff had mentioned that you always say you're not really into music, so we thought maybe you'd walk out in silence.
Be ultimately intimidating if you just had no music at all. How about you, Rory? What would I don't know if you've walked out to music before, but what is your walkout jam? What gets you going?
Usually I walk out to like some reggae music
Yeah?
because that's what we listen to in the gym. So I just like to feel as comfortable as I can when I'm walking out.
Yeah, we just had Chris said the same thing, because that's makes sense, right? To play that over and over again. You're just used to it, and that's what you walk out to. That makes perfect sense. We ask all the guests that. We've been building a playlist on Spotify. It's got like all of the hypothetical walkout songs from those of us who don't fight, and then everybody else who's been on. So it's kind of a cool evolving list, and nobody's said the same thing.
No,
right? It's been
no
completely
repeats.
different. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. John, how about or either one of you guys, right? So I mean, you've been at the game for a while, but like when people ask you what you do, who you don't know, right? Like, what do you tell them? I don't think I've ever asked you this.
When they ask me what I do for a living?
Yeah. Or like, what did you go do this weekend? Like, what was this thing you went?
Oh, right. Tell them I strangle people. Yeah.
That's fitting.
Yeah.
How about you, Roy? What do you say?
I say I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then they're like, what's that? Like the blankest stare.
Yeah.
I try to explain it, and it never works out.
Yeah. Did they give you does that mean you can kick my ass?
Half the time.
Yeah. Yeah. We never know what to say to people when they ask that question. Like, even never known how to explain that at all, right?
No, it's just so foreign to most people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever they say that to me, so you can kick my ass, I always go, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, and we can wrap up, but so how come, I don't mean to make it sound like that, but like, so you've been competing like primarily, if not 100%, no-gi.
Yeah, I think it's the future of the sport. It's so much more interesting and exciting. I like it, and I see all these young athletes come out here, and they do such amazing jiu-jitsu. That's inspiring to me, and I want to grow my game. I want to get better, expand my game, get better at leg locks and all these other things. So I just think I just like it so much better. What do you think, Rory?
Yeah, I think the gi game's dying because it's a little slower, harder to follow. There's more grips to learn, too.
Yeah.
I remember rolling with Rory one of my last days before I moved, and we were rolling no-gi. And Rory said to me, "Do you ever train no-gi?" I was like, "No." Like, never, right? And he probably smashed me shortly after that, right? But that was like, then now that obviously that's all we do. But
Well, I'll tell you this. I think I've changed my mind about this. The common wisdom for a long time was that start beginners with the gi. That's what they really need to learn. And in fact, when I started my academy in 2005, I was kind of in a neighborhood that wasn't great. So these young guys would come in and they'd barely have 2 nickels to rub together. And I'm like, no, just train, wear a t-shirt and shorts. And I got a little bit of shade from people. People were like, "Whoa, they're teaching beginners no gi," like it was unethical or something or dangerous. So ridiculous. And then, of course, 2 years later, they're all doing it too, you know. But I think the no-gi gives you better fundamentals for the beginners because you have to escape with your limbs on the inside. You have to create better frames. With the gi, I think you can break the fundamental rules a little bit sometimes and get away with it. So I prefer the beginners starting no-gi, actually.
yeah, interesting.
It's interesting to hear because that's contrary to what everybody tries to tell us.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we emphasize the fundamentals, and you hear people say jiu-jitsu fundamentals all the time, and they never define it. It's maddening, right? So I think it's working inside out, your legs inside, your arms inside, you know, creating proper frames, escaping the right way. That's the fundamentals, you know, and if you don't do that no-gi, then it's not going to work. So I just think it really reinforces the fundamentals better.
Are most of the guys at the school now training no-gi?
No, we do both.
Yeah.
So I'm very open. So we have classes that are designated gi and some designated no gi, but we allow anyone to come to any class and train either gi or no gi, you know?
Yeah. Every once in a while, we'll throw the gi on an open mat.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, the next day, I'm like, oh my God, what happened to my grips, right? My fingers are burning. It's like, this sucks. Like,
Your face is probably getting scratched
yeah.
up, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really miss the gi very much. Like, it's fun to put
A
on.
little bit
once in
harder
a
to
while,
move in the bottom sometimes too,
Yeah,
right?
it's like,
Yeah.
jeez. So, yeah, Pat's converted me, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
It's easier on the laundry too, right?
Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're not washing this big, heavy-ass gi.
Yeah.
It stinks. I always still tell stories about you telling the class, like, okay, everybody, remember, wash your gi after class every day. Like, the most basic of things, right? Like, yep.
Jeff, do you remember we had one guy that would go, "Yep, watch it unless you didn't really train that hard that day." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, no. Wash it all the time. He's like, yeah. He always would try to insert this asterisk unless you didn't really train that hard that day. You remember that guy?
Yeah. And his
That
gi
used
was
to drive-
gray. It was gray gi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was gross. Yeah.
Yep, I know exactly. When I was telling that story, it's exactly what I was thinking about. So, yeah, no, it wasn't me, dude. Our next guest is trying to bust my chops, but it wasn't me. Speaking of dirty geese,
I know, right?
and dirty beards,
Ask him where the spit goes.
his spit.
Oh yeah, he has a magic
Oh,
rash guard that the spit disappears into.
Gross.
Forgot
Yeah.
about that.
So vile. Yeah.
I was telling them before. I have a picture that's on the Instagram or whatever, and like my face is like smashed like this, all red. And they're like, "What's that from?" I was like, "Oh, that's Tyler King's beard, just smashing me from top position." Just
Oh, I got a Tyler King story. We're doing back control rounds. I'm doing back controls with him, and I got him in a really good position. I had him. I wasn't finishing him, but he was having trouble getting out, and all the sweat's pouring off his big bald head, and it's rolling into my ear. And then, Jeff, I had water in the ear for 3 weeks. Like, I couldn't hear out of my ear. And I thought it was wax or something, and then Chad's brother said, "No, that's water in the ear." And then I got this,
those
some
ear
kind
things.
of hydrogen peroxide, swimmer's ear stuff, and I cleared it up. But it was
That's amazing.
Tyler King's sweat was clogging my ear for 3 weeks.
No. It's nasty. Oh, man. Well, guys, thank you for coming on. I
Yeah, my
appreciate it.
pleasure,
It's good
man.
to see both of you. Nice work today. It's exciting.
Awesome.
I'm watching you compete, and I'm like, shit, this is way more intense. Like, I've seen you online competing, right?
Oh,
but,
right.
like, seeing you in person, I was like, this sucks. I can't watch this, right? It's
When
hard.
it's live, it's a whole
Yeah, man. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. It's good to see you guys.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
I have to say I've enjoyed watching you on your comeback competition
Thank you, man.
circuit. You know, I've known Tyler for a while, so I've kind of had eyes on what you're doing through him, and I think it's an amazing example for all these up and coming jiu-jitsu guys.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. man.
Now, right, of course, we'll wrap up right as the music is kicking. So, thanks, guys.
Take care, man.
All right, our next guest was the big man, Tyler King, the one and only Tyler King.
Yep.
So Tyler, someone that I know I used to train with at Connors. He's been trained there a long time. Black belt, big guy. If you don't know him, professional MMA fighter. Actually played football professionally, so has lived his life in professional athletics. Now does a lot of jiu-jitsu competitions. And he had a match against Ed Carr from
Team Link.
in
Yeah.
New
Also,
Hampshire.
winner by heel hook.
Winner by heel hook. Yeah. So Tanner, that's good. So Tyler is a pretty good interview, fun guy to talk to. He's got a lot of opinions on things.
Big personality.
Big personality.
Personality to match the stature.
Yep. He actually interviewed us about a few
I know.
questions, which is pretty
Put
funny.
us in the hot seat. Like, all right, I like it.
Yeah. And I think we talk a little bit about how he got me to this gym, which is kind of cool. And then we had a little interruption by someone who
We
interrupted
had
us
a cameo by Tom DeBlast. You might see him in the video that follows this.
Yep. Shows up there. So Tyler was good. And I'm sure he'll be back on the Enigma scene. That was his first match. But I've seen...
Yeah, he had some others booked in the past that fell apart. So I think he'll be a stronghold in their events going forward. There's not a ton of, I guess, what weight class does he fall into? Ultra heavy?
Yeah, I think he said ultra or super heavy. Yeah.
There's not a lot of enormous black belts out there. So he'll always be there to fill the slot when they need somebody. And he's good. He performs.
Yep.
He's got the personality. So he's great for that scene.
Pat, we've got the big man in the house.
Finally. Been trying all night.
Yeah, Tyler King. Welcome, dude.
I'm sorry. I completely forgot you guys were over here.
Yeah, I will edit that last clip over where we talk shit about you.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
He was talking about me having the stinky ass gi. It was not me who had the stinky gi.
No.
Which watch?
I never said you had stinky gi, but there's a couple different stinky gi guys.
Oh yeah.
And there's discolors that most of the discolors were stinky.
Yeah.
But there was one that was completely yellow. Didn't smell bad at all though.
Yeah. There was some nasty.
But you've left that life behind.
I have left that life behind. As I was saying to John, I was like, sometimes we throw the gi on, and the next day I'm like, fuck, my fingers are killing me.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Of
course.
So, dude, how'd your match go?
I'd say it went.
Get rid of that.
I'd say it went pretty positively.
Yeah. Was it your plan to take an ankle home with you?
Yeah,
or?
it was 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, you have plans, you have contingencies, things like that. So I definitely was like, we're initially get and see how easy it is to get under. And if he had come down harder, maybe go out the back door, try to hit the back. I was mainly thinking attack his head, attack his leg, attack his head, attack his leg. And at some point, if he survives all that, the back will present itself. That's kind of what I was looking for.
Nice.
Now you guys were were you scheduled to have a match with him before?
Twice.
Twice.
So once was at my second fight to win.
Yep.
Fight to win pro. The next one was this event.
Yep. Oh, the last one. Yep.
There might have been another one in there. There might have been something else. I don't remember. But the Enigma event, the key event I did where I had another quick leg lock finish. He was scheduled to fight my training partner, Daniel Mola, and he conveniently didn't show up.
Oh, nice. Even better.
So, hey, it is what it is, and I think I kind of illustrated tonight why he hasn't shown up all those times.
Yeah, I don't know. That probably won't be a third time, huh?
Probably
or fourth
not.
time. Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
That was a nice setup. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Redirect him across.
Exactly.
Take the outside heel hook.
Going into that, I was thinking, okay, if he, sits hard, if I can't get under him, just work your way up, maybe grab for the back, look for the head, that sort of thing. But I got under, I got his tricep, and I was like, up, we're going. And we went.
Nice.
I've got this. Were you just out at Worlds?
I was.
How was that?
Not good.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I have to own it, obviously. I got hit with one of the old tricks in the book, points, and they sold out for us at the time. Mm-hmm. I think doing some of these sub-only events and even the longer rounds I've done, it was 3 3-minute rounds. It's still a 9-minute match. This IBJJF Worlds for Masters, it's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
that 5 minute. So what happened was I got hit on a really old school trip, and I hate myself, but it happened. So it was down to he was a bigger guy, probably in the 260, 270 range, and not that much taller than Jeff, so
So he's a tank. I'm 5'9" for the record. So,
I mean, yeah, he was like 6 foot 6'1", thicker around the middle, and I just wasn't able to get under him. Referee was calling for stalling. I was probably a little too active from the bottom. By the time I kind of realized we were in a bad place, I popped up. It was about 10 seconds left. Shot once, stuffed it, shot again, got a little single, picked it up. He was hopping, and I got the foot trip, and it was about 2 seconds after the bell. So, you lose a match like that, it makes you think. So this is a totally different story. It's 15 minutes. I knew, all right, okay, I can do whatever I want. 15 minutes. If I have to stall out, stall out. Yeah. I'm not a staller, but I'll get him tired and, drown him. Yeah. But didn't need it.
Yeah. So you feel the same way, right? Like, this is the way to go with the longer match.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially at the higher rings. Like, you can't be giving black belts 5 minutes to work. Like, black belt on black belt, trying to make shit happen in 5 minutes. Like, it's hard.
I have to change when I do IBJJF again, and I have to change my mentality, and I have to just attack from the get-go. That's what.
Yeah, you have to adapt to the rules.
This is part of me implementing that as well.
Yeah. So you, like, maybe I'm wrong on this, but, like, from the outside observation, like, you evolved more into, like, leg locks, right? I mean, that wasn't what you were always doing, but, like, in the last several years, I've seen you focus on that, even when I was training with you, right? Like,
I kind of went back and forth with it. I kind of discovered them. I took a Gary Tonin seminar at Port City Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then I had an MMA fight, I think, like 3 or 4 weeks later, I heel hooked guys.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So, I mean, that was pretty much the dawn. Like, I went to that seminar. I had been kind of paying attention and going for it. And, some of those earlier days of the academy, it was a lot of blue belts beating the crap out of each other. Some of it was self-taught. So a lot of it, like John gave us A, B, C, and D. And I just kind of evolved from there and branched out. And then he'd show me something, and we'd kind of collaborate and just kind of keep going down that road. And that's kind of where my initial leg lock fixation came from. Yeah. Then after the Gary Tonin seminar, I just my eyes were open. Yeah. Then I took a 10th Planet Richie Boogeyman Martinez. He did some great things with both the darts and the legs. I just learned a lot, and honestly, a lot of older school big guys, they're not going to be that well versed, and I'm not unversed.
Yeah. Well, I said to Pat when they were doing the rules meeting and you asked about the spider web.
Yeah.
I was like, did Tyler just throw that out for you, Pat? We were just doing spider web this month. We're doing spider web at the gym, so it's pretty funny to hear that come up in a real situation.
So, like, John, I don't know how much you guys talk about training, but one of the things for the past several weeks, the last 4 weeks in particular have been a lot more intense. But since we knew we had this match, end of a hard practice, all right, Tyler, get on my back. All right, I'll get on your back. Tyler, get spider web. Yeah. We just run through a couple rounds. Sometimes I think we got up to 3 a couple times. Yeah. And no, we were just ready for the situations.
Yeah. We make the entire academy do the overtime rounds once a week.
That's awesome.
Tuesday nights we do overtime rounds, 3 rounds. Yeah. Do 1 full round back, 1 full round spider web, and 3rd round you get to choose.
Do you set the timers like just 2 minutes or and everyone kind of okay?
They're brutal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They're brutal. Good though.
It's especially if you have a mismatch.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, he tapped me. Oh, we got to reset to the same spot again.
Yeah. Because you're
how much mat space do you have in your academy? Not to cut you off, Jeff.
No, good.
We have like 2,000 square feet of mats.
Yes.
Yeah, plenty of space now. You were at the little garage.
Yes, I was at the old. Yeah. I need to come by. I'm overdue for that.
You do. We got some big guys that could use an ass whooping.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay.
I mean, not that they could use an ass whooping. I mean, seriously, we have some big guys.
We have a few big guys that don't get a lot of work with other good big guys.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you calling me good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to have you in.
Okay.
You have to let us know if you're actually going to come out, so we'll make sure some of those, like Matt and Ned, those guys, they would be welcoming to have.
Because they get work with each other, and then, a lot of the smaller guys don't want to work with them. Yeah. And it's just not the same.
Yeah. All right, so I need to hear the story of my man here walking into the academy and how all of this happened.
Oh, so first of all, that's one thing I should point out, that I'm only at your school because of him.
Yep.
Because I was looking for where am I going to go when I move back, and you said,
I remember you asking me.
Yeah, you said go check out Pat and 10th Planet. I was like, that's like no gi. I'm not going to be able to do this, right?
Yeah. So I think Tyler shot me a message first, and then you messaged me shortly after.
Yeah, so that's how it all started. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I forgot about that. But
Yeah.
Really,
Yep.
Awesome.
I was going to bring that up here, and I actually totally forgot. So I'm trying to think, like, the first day that I was there was probably, like, adult or, like, whatever, like the fundamentals class and then the adult class, right? So, like, fundamentals, I was there with, like, a young kid, and I was, like, I think we were doing Darces. So, it's like, I kind of knew what I was doing, right? And he was, like, young and didn't know anything.
Yeah.
So, it's like, I was like, well, this is pretty easy, right? Right? And then we get to the adult class, right?
Yeah.
And we do whatever we were learning at the time, I forget. And it might have been, like, from, like, were we doing mission control? No. I forget, whatever it was we were learning, right? And then we start sparring, and I immediately start rolling with Ryan Brown, who is, like, a Hulk, right? And I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, he was getting good at that time, too.
Oh, he, like, immediately had me in rubber guard, and I was, like, just frozen, right? Like, I didn't know what to do there. Like, I have no idea, like, what to do at that point.
I know that feeling.
Like, yeah. So,
No, I mean, I know what you feel like when you freeze like that.
yeah.
Because I've gotten those
Yes.
mission control style positions on you before.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was like, and I remember thinking, or like, and then I would hear, like, I think Randy was there that first day, or maybe the second day I was there, and he was like, I could hear them talking like, oh yeah, he trained at Connors. And I could hear like that. That was me. Like I was that guy coming in. It was pretty funny. So yeah, but that's 2 years ago now. A little over 2 years ago. So
go
ahead.
Hey, that's awesome. B, whose idea was the podcast, all of this?
Oh,
Because I know about your background. I've known of you for forever. So
when we hosted, we had a little quintet tournament at our gym almost 2 years ago now.
Okay.
And Jeff was like, "Hey, I've done some film stuff in the past. Do you want me to shoot it?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. You know, any coverage is needed." And then he put together an awesome little video of the event, and then we got shut down for COVID right after that. So nothing was going on, and then I don't know. At some point here, I'd been on a couple of other podcasts recently.
that's what it was. Yeah, you were at that Locals Only podcast.
And I was like, their setup was very minimal. I'm like, seems like good promotion. And I just like throw ideas out there on the wall. I'm like, I wonder if we could just like set up a studio here. And Jeff just like heard it and didn't really say anything. And then like, I don't even know if it was the next day. It might have been that night.
Might have been that night. Yeah.
He sends me a message. He's like, hey, what do you think it would cost to get a space to do that? So now we rent another little space in the same big building as the gym. So I talked to the landlord. It was super cheap. We grabbed a couple of other guys to split up the cost and just off and running.
He like planted the seed, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. Didn't really think any of it. I'm like, I don't have time to do that shit, right? I don't have time to do like another podcast or start a podcast. And then it was like, it literally probably was like that night, and I was like, so how about that podcast? Tom DeBlas sighting everybody.
Coach, taking off. Three winners.
I think Tyler's been down at his gym. Have you been down there training? With
No, but he literally just said to me, come down and train. So I'm going to.
Because I've seen you on the road a bunch. Like you were in Houston for a while. It must have been while you were out at Worlds, right?
So that was actually a lot of things. I kind of started doing my own thing on the side, just doing consulting, managing, matchmaking, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, nice.
So first thing I went out for Worlds. That went how it went. After that, my friend Brad Barnes, he owns Midland BJJ in Midland, Texas. Mm-hmm. So I went out there, did a seminar, and did a whole week on back control, everything like that.
Oh, cool.
I usually do like some series when I go out there, I'll do a seminar. This time with back control finishes, different back triangles and strangles from behind.
Nice.
And after that, my friend Johnny Cupcakes Campbell fought for the Fury FC Bantamweight title on 2.5 weeks' notice. It got decisioned, unfortunately. And I came home.
Yeah,
and here
I saw you were out there. So yeah, I figured
You're
traveling
everywhere
around. Yeah. So, did we finish the podcast story?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he was
Yeah,
just
now
like,
we're off and running.
Yeah.
Okay.
Planted the seed, and that was it. I was like, oh shit. So then 13. This will be probably episode 14 or 15 by the time it airs, right?
Yeah.
So
And it just works out well with Jeff's background, so he's able to do the video and edit and all that shit.
Yeah, of course.
yeah, it's pretty. So it's fun. Gives us something to do. We shoot the shit. We get to talk to people, right? Like we've had our little wish list of people that we wanted to have on. So
Right, send that to me. I'll try to help you out.
yeah, thank you. We will. We will.
Yeah, I mean, I'll come on again too, obviously.
Yeah.
but-
Well, we'll have you, if you want to come out to the school, I mean, I don't mean to be inviting people to your gym, but, we'll have you come out, and then if we can do like a formal sit down, we'll do the whole
Yeah,
thing.
we can train and then do a real podcast in the studio.
Yeah.
I'll take you up on that at some point.
Yeah.
Sooner rather than later.
What song did you walk out to tonight?
Oh, let's go, Brandon.
I don't even know that.
It's Bryson. No, I actually have to say it because give the guy a little publicity. Bryson. One sec. I suck for doing this, but I'm just gonna. Do you guys understand the "Let's Go Brandon" phenomenon?
No, I have no idea.
Okay,
you
well,
going to educate us?
Yes, I am in a moment. "Let's Go Brandon" by Bryson Gray. That was the song. So, I don't know if you guys have noticed the phenomenon that was happening in major sporting events, especially down south, SEC college football and NASCAR. The crowd, large,
Yeah.
70, 80,000 people
Yeah.
usually. That's how, I don't know what the speedway is, but at NASCAR, like 100,000 maybe,
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. They would be screaming F Joe Biden.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So at a NASCAR event, I believe it was NASCAR, it was definitely an auto racing event, but the driver had won, and ESPN or ABC, whichever network, was interviewing and said the crowd was chanting that colorful phrase about Joe Biden. And I don't know if she had a producer in her ear, she did it off the cuff. Said, "Can't you hear the crowd going nuts for you, screaming, 'Let's go, Brandon,' because his name was Brandon." So he's like, "Oh yeah, it's already, just
Dude.
that was a bucket of shrimp going along with it." So then, other venues, it just started popping up. "Let's go, Brandon! Let's go, Brandon!" So then this song came up. It actually hit #1, and that song I walked out to. "Let's go,
That's
Brandon!"
awesome. Dude, what a dope, right? That's what she
Right?
thought. Oh my God, what a freaking dope.
I mean-
I don't know how I didn't hear about that, but that's
No,
freaking
it's
hilarious.
not the dope one. Whether it's a producer in her ear or she has thought of it off the cuff.
Yeah.
I gotta give her props for it.
It's pretty good.
It's not the worst thing. The thing was the driver just oblivious. Yeah, this is so great. Oh, this is so amazing.
That's even better. The fact
Yeah.
that he was like, okay, that's cool. I like it. Yeah.
I mean, he was just so overwhelmed, but yeah, he was kind of going. He just went along with it, which
That's
kind of
awesome.
made it pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
I mean, that kind of tells you how I feel about.
Yeah, I
the
know how
state
you
of
feel.
things,
Yeah,
so-
I know how you feel.
We have to
I follow you on Instagram.
Everyone knows.
on the socials, dude. All right, so what's next for Tyler King?
I honestly don't know. I've looked at a couple IBJJF tournaments. Have a couple younger fighters. I'm just getting started. Right, not just getting started. I have one guy. I actually mentioned him earlier, Daniel Mola.
Yeah.
He's 2 fights away from possibly the UFC, and there's a couple other leagues and ventures coming out, promotions happening. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I can't talk a lot about one of the things, but definitely there's some things happening in the world of MMA that are pretty exciting right now.
Awesome. So keep an eye out for Tyler King. Do you would you prefer to punch someone in the face or take their ankle?
I was kind of like, just one of the things I was thinking about earlier after the match. Sometimes you get like I won another gi match by a straight ankle lock. He tapped out soon because I've had this guy in a heel hook before, and I think I jacked his ankle up a little bit, whatever. But like I've had the last couple times in competition, I've had like a couple early taps, and it's a little less satisfying. This one, my foot placement was. I'm real mad about my foot placement. I have to like have a conversation with myself about that. But I had a deep bite on his ankle, a deep bite on his heel, and it was one of those ones where if he didn't tap, he was going to break, and those are satisfying.
Pretty satisfying, yeah.
Those are satisfying. So I'd say, if I'm TKO on the guy, maybe, but no, like the sniper shot, it's nice.
Yeah.
And he'd be broken if he didn't tap, so yeah.
Yeah, that must feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, it's good to see you.
You as well.
Thank you for coming on. We'll see you soon at the
Great.
gym, all right?
Thanks, man.
Absolutely.
brother.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. All right, so our next guest was Manny Vasquez, another 10th Planet black belt.
Yeah, so we had grabbed Manny literally moments after he stepped off the mat from a huge victory. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to call it an upset because that makes it sound like you didn't believe in your guy, but I believe most people looking at that match in advance would say that submission was a big upset.
That was a badass submission. I saw a bunch of our guys here were trying to figure out, like, how exactly does he do that?
Yeah, he hit like you see it a little bit here and there lately, like an arm triangle off to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Manny is just recently opened his own school at 10th Planet Greensboro, South Carolina. Before that, he was at 10th Planet Lombard, which is a suburb of Chicago.
Yep. Yeah, so we grabbed him right off the mat. Literally,
still pouring
sweat. Like, can I have that water right there? Had the belt around his waist. Manny seemed like a great guy. Looking forward to seeing him compete again.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite interviews because I was a little hesitant to grab him so soon after the match. Like, he had just then got off the phone talking to his coach or whoever, and he was super pumped to just hop on the mic with us and talk about it. Yeah, so we're here with Manny, big winner by submission just now, moments ago.
Yeah, right off the mats to the
Still trying
podcast.
to catch my breath a little bit.
So rear naked choke over Frank Rosenthal, right?
Yeah. So I did like this weird head and arm choke that I hit, and then I like sneak around to the back. It's super tight. So it's pretty cool.
Nice. And I just heard it's your birthday today.
Yeah, man.
Happy birthday.
It was going to be an either really good birthday or a really horrible birthday. So I was really rolling
Awesome,
dice
man.
on that
So
one.
happy for you.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
The 10th Planet squad has crushed it tonight.
Killing it today on fire.
Holy shit, man. Unbelievable,
What's
right?
that, 4-0?
I think so.
At least, right?
4-0.
Yeah.
Damn. Now we got PJ coming up next to see
5-0. Yep.
what we can make it happen, right? Damn. Awesome.
Nice. So you're up here from South Carolina, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm from Chicago. I just moved down to South Carolina about 3.5 months ago. I opened up 10 Planet Greenville, and that's what I've been doing.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, man, it's been cool.
So how'd you find your way up here onto this
So
Enigma card?
I was actually supposed to. I don't know how I ended up finding it. Something showed up like a highlight of one of the events, and I hit up the matchmaker. They matched me up back in, I want to say, June. I was supposed to. I think that's when the last one was, but I couldn't make it out. I couldn't get off work. I was a cop back home in Illinois, and I got my time denied, so I couldn't come out. But yeah, I was glad I got to get back up here today for sure.
So you were a cop?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yep. Right in like a northern suburb over by Chicago.
Yep.
So it was fun. Not bad. I
Decide-
got lucky. I was in a good area.
Yeah. Decide to say, all right, we're done with that. We're going to go
I
full-time
was-
jiu-jitsu.
That happened. I had like a health scare. I had to go through chemo for like 4 months.
Oh,
and
shit.
And then after that, I just had a whole like midlife crisis at 27 and quit my job, opened up Greenville, and that's what I've been doing, man.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's shitty that you had to go
Well,
through
yeah,
that.
but
yeah.
the end goal, it's gotten awesome since then. It's all been up.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
amazing.
We were just talking about to a professor at a local college, right, who is a criminal justice instructor, and he was talking about how I don't know where the requirement is necessarily, but that they wanted like all the cadets to have jiu-jitsu training.
100%.
Like had to have a belt.
They should have at least a blue belt, I think.
Yeah. Did it ever come into play for you?
Oh, it was on the street. They learn quick. Like as soon as you grab onto them, like you know how you can just tell when a guy knows what he's doing, and they usually stopped. You know, I've only had to like take down 2 guys that were high on math. And then it doesn't happen very often. So I got lucky, but in the academy, they put you through all those scenarios and they attack you and all that, and I did all right the whole time. So
Yeah.
that was cool.
How long have you been training?
I've been training since I started wrestling at 14, so it'll be 14 years now. I just turned 28 today, so.
Yeah,
man.
perfect.
Yeah. I started literally in November, 14 years ago, wrestling. So then I
Nice.
got into MMA like 2 years after that, started fighting. I turned pro at 19, and then I ran with that. And then now I've started to gear my focus towards more pure grappling now.
Yep. You think you'll get back in the cage at all?
Yeah. I got 2 more signed fights with Combate. So finish that out, and then maybe try to get into one or PFL or UFC. We'll see.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. The grappling can't hurt either way,
No,
right?
no, absolutely. That's the thing too. It's like it's more sustainable long term. So, give myself a couple of more years to accomplish what I wanted with fighting, but then I'm going to focus solely on this.
That's awesome.
Nice, man. Huge win tonight.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yep. Frank Rosenthal's a big name.
Big name. This is huge for me. This was a big one, so it meant a lot. to do it here on my birthday. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. I had a match against Frank at a local tournament 5 years ago.
Yeah? Okay.
Yep, he whooped my ass.
Dude, he's a beast, man. I've been watching, like I said, when I was fighting, he was killing it on the grappling scene, as he still is, and it was a cool thing to kind of cross paths and cross over, and I just kind of jumped into the deep end, I feel like, with the competition, so it was kind of cool to see, to go get it done, you know?
Right, and to finish from the back.
And to finish.
There's nothing more definitive.
Yeah, a finish. That was a cool thing. To actually finish the fight in regulation was huge for me, so that means a lot.
Yeah.
Happy right now.
What was your walkout song?
I walked out to Uproar by Lil Wayne.
Okay. Yep. We've been asking everybody who comes on the pod what their walkout song.
Oh, really?
is.
It's usually Stranglehold when I fight, but somebody else did that tonight too, and I was like, son of a bitch.
Well, it's funny we talk about that because everybody we've asked have come up with a different answer. Nobody has said Stranglehold.
Really?
Yet.
That's
Nobody.
since my first amateur fight, like a month after high school, that's what I've been running with.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, it's so fitting, right?
I'm always like, I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna change it. And I never do. I'm like superstitious. I'm like, nah, I can't change it now. It's too late. I'm just gonna do it.
All right, now we'll have to add. So we have a Spotify playlist that we've been building, like of everybody who's been on.
You gotta send that to me when you're done.
We'll do that. Are you writing notes down?
Yeah, I've been keeping a list of what
everyone's
saying.
We'll do a double one for you. We'll get both those songs in there.
Good deal.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. What do you tell people when they ask you what you do for a living?
Man, now, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been asked in the last 3 months. I haven't been asked the question.
That's good.
So
Pretty new, right?
It's brand new. But I run a gym, I guess, and I beat people up for a living. That's what I used to tell them before I got the cop job. You can't say that once you got the cop job.
Yeah. That's how you get yourself in trouble.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah. We always ask people that, like, and most people are like, we don't really know. Like, we don't know what to say when people ask us. Like, what is that thing you do?
I run a gym. I mean, before it was weird because, I'm a pro MMA fighter, and that's all I was doing. So they're like, wait, what? How do you make money? What do you do?
Did they ask you if you'd kick their ass?
Yeah, I'm like, why are we doing it? It never ends well, too.
Right.
Hey, buddy, you think you could take him? No,
So
don't do this
awkward.
right now. And they're like, no, he can't take me.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
So everybody we ask, it's the exact same situation, right? Like,
Oh, my God.
every
Everyone
time.
wants to stir the pot. You think you could take me? They always do that. No,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this right now. Don't do this right now.
When we had,
I know I can, but I'm not
We
gonna
had
do
John
this.
Doomsday Howard on the podcast, and he was saying he had he's working like an electrician job, and he had a coworker in the hotel make him choke him out because he just wanted to experience being choked out by a fighter.
All right. Well,
He's like, now I choked this guy out. It ruined my night. He's sleeping. I can't sleep.
Yeah.
now I'm the bad guy. Why'd you choke him out? He just told me to.
Yeah, he wanted him to. Yeah. John said, like, he literally couldn't sleep afterwards because he was, like, so amped up from it.
My
like,
God.
Yeah. So it's crazy. People are
I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Yeah. So
Cool. Awesome, man. We'll cut
All
it
right,
short,
man.
let
Well,
you go.
thank you.
We
Yeah,
grabbed
we'll let
you
you-
literally seconds after you walked off the mat, so you
I like
catch
it,
your
man.
breath.
Good deal.
we'll what's next for you?
I don't know. I'm probably gonna focus on the gym for a little bit. That's the hard part, like trying to compete high level when you're running a school, you know. But I'm gonna compete with my guys in December 5th. They're doing a tournament. I told them if they signed up, I would sign up. So
Yeah, awesome.
I'm committed now, so I got to do that. But then maybe January, I think I'm gonna be back out here for regional combat sports. They're doing a super fight card.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
nice.
I'll come out for that.
On 22nd.
I'll be on the commentary team for that one.
Perfect. I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Awesome,
All right.
dude.
All right.
Cool,
Thanks,
man.
brother.
Thanks for
All right,
coming out.
guys. Have a good one.
All right, then our last guest that we talked to, we saved him for the end, considering he was controlling the show for the rest of the night prior. It was Christos.
Yeah.
From
Christos was a busy man.
Yeah.
So he's the man behind everything. Enigma, he shared with us that he literally does all of it. You know, he has his crew helping him out at the event, but he handles the matchmaking, the marketing, the production. He's there doing the MC work.
Yeah.
Sounding like Bruce Buffer out there. He's doing the commentary.
Yeah, all the editing and post-production, the graphic design. He said he taught himself 20 years old.
Yeah. Photoshop and whatever he had to do.
Man, these young kids are getting
Yeah.
after it.
He was
Unbelievable.
hustling.
Do you do all the cutting for this? Or you got someone do it for you?
No, I 100% of Enigma is me. Yeah, like all the graphic design and stuff is all me. I mean, we obviously have a whole squad of people helping. A lot of really close friends of mine and teammates, training partners, things like that help get it done on the day. But yeah, the lead up, like I do all the graphics and stuff like that. So and the editing of the matches. It's kind of a hassle, but at least I know I'm getting it done exactly the way I want to, and I can build, towards the vision exactly the way I want to.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. I didn't realize that you did all of it yourself. That's a lot. It's a lot of work, man. But I get it.
Yeah, exactly. I see like other like MMA promotions and stuff like that in the area, and they got like 10 people on like one thing. It's like, man, I freaking wish.
Yeah.
But one thing we heard multiple times tonight from competitors is they like this event because there's good promotion. So it goes a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, just having nice posters that,
Oh,
We're
man.
made in fucking Microsoft Paint.
Yep.
Can I curse? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can curse. Let it out.
At our gym, we talk shit all the time about the shitty promotion posters that some of these places put out.
Like,
We've compared it to yours.
You
so
see
it's
like the
I
halo
appreciate
around their
it.
head.
yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, man. I just did a lot of YouTube studying and got okay at Photoshop. I still suck, I promise, compared to some of the people out there that, I hope to bring onto the Enigma team, in the coming months. And just, like you guys said, just keep growing it. And the promotion, you guys think it's good now. Wait till you see what the promotion looks like in a year. Enigma's only 1 year old. So it's only 1 year old. So let's wait to see 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm excited for the future,
Yeah,
guys.
that's awesome, dude. We were like, local super fight card near us, right? And we were like, I was like, dude, if you look at the Enigma posters and you look at these, it's embarrassing. Like, it was embarrassing. Like, yours looks so professional in comparison. I'm not like trying to blow smoke up your ass, but it was like, man, like, that's the difference, right?
Yeah,
like, you got to
of
do that.
course.
If you want to get this top talent in here like you're getting, like, that's a big difference, man. You've got to be able to show that polished product.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. You have to. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I mean, you just said it perfectly. We built a lot of friggin' hype for this, and for just to show up today and to be shit would be very embarrassing, So, this is literally my whole life right now. So, I know I have at least me working on this and working to make it the best I possibly can. So, like I said, I just can't wait to keep adding to the team and bringing in talent to make this thing even bigger. Because I know for a fact that it's a snowball effect. That's the best way I can put it. It's a snowball effect.
Yep. You do it right, people will respond. Like, that's,
Of course.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, tonight went off without a hitch.
At least
As
from
far
our
as the
perspective,
matches
right?
go, like,
Yeah,
viewing pleasure was perfect.
Yeah, and you think about it too. You guys are here, like, I don't know what what the angle of the camera and for you guys are filming with is, but you guys are in the corner of the room, literally the back of the room, and you guys still have like a perfect view of the.
Yeah, it was perfect.
There's not a bad seat in the house. This place is amazing. The Castleton in Wyndham here is incredible.
One point where I was like, I'm in the middle of a conversation with someone, and I was like, I could see, like, dude was on his back, and I was like, oh shit, is he hurt? But it was just they're getting ready to reset for OT, but I was like, oh, like, just, you can see the whole thing as we're talking to everybody. So, yeah. You look like you were pretty calm, though. Like, usually you see people run around like crazy when they've got to have the captain's hat on.
Yeah,
there.
well, like I said, I have to pat myself on the back a little bit for the lead up to this, but at the same time, today is really just everybody coming together and doing their job. This guy over here, Connor Hughes, Pay-Per-View Productions, Digital Media, there he is. Brogan Gilligan, she's running around our social media individual tonight, posting up reels, letting everybody who couldn't make it out know what was going on. Got Bobby on commentary with me, Kai Alexander, Kai Ellis Alexander's behind the camera over there in the camcorder and the broadcast. Well, we got EJ reffing on his freaking birthday. What a savage. Who
Best
else,
in the
man?
business.
Yeah, we got Steve interviewing everybody after. No one better in New England to interview guys, and that's another thing. People love the interviews too. I love the interviews. I know it's a big thing, and yeah, man, I'm happy with the way the night went. I'm excited for the next one.
Yeah, congrats, man. We had a blast. Like, this is the first time that we've taken the podcast on the road, right?
Nice.
So we were pretty excited to come up, and then just to be here and see the great matches, and just like you can just tell when like shit's run the way it should be run. It's like makes it. This is easy for us.
Yep.
We would just come and like watch cool shit and like talk to cool people. And
you can ask this guy right here. I've spent hours and hours and hours on the phone with this guy the night before events, talking about how many steps we're gonna take before we get to the mat, before we turn, and because we want it to look a very certain way. And is that not true? We've had like 3-hour conversations, right?
This man's the most in-depth promoter I've ever met in my life, and he's not even 21 years old yet. It's one of the most impressive things I've ever
hey,
seen.
you
in my
young
life.
shit, damn.
The hustle shines through.
Yeah, man.
I've
that's
been
awesome.
to a lot of
Like
jiu-jitsu events.
I said, we just have like good people here on the day. You know what I mean? That just know how to get their jobs done, and that's really what it comes down to: is having a position for everybody, and them just knowing what to do and having no mistakes. Like this guy.
Young promoters, man. Pay-per-view productions. If anyone needs any videography or photography work, let a brother know.
Nice.
Pay-per-view productions on Instagram.
There you go. We'll put that up on.
guy.
We'll do one of these things on the video.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, bro. Thank you.
Take care. Hey, you gentlemen, have a good
Cool, man. Thank you.
See you, man.
All right, dude. We won't keep you here. I know you had a long day, but we just wanted to thank you and.
Yeah,
Guys,
thanks
thank
for
you
letting
so
us be a
much.
part of it.
Yeah.
We had a
Oh,
blast.
Thank you guys so much. This was awesome having Like, had anybody ask me, can I come film my podcast? Like, I had people come ask me to film parts of documentaries and things, but podcast never. I was a little concerned, but you guys seem to make it work very well.
Oh, it's fine.
It was fun. Like, we had Manny over here literally 90 seconds after he walked off the mat.
So is this just one long episode throughout the
No.
Oh, okay.
We'll cut it up. We have we had a camera guy here who's shooting some B-roll type stuff that we'll put together and all that. So you can have whatever footage you want and like do whatever you want with it as well. So
much appreciated. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. You know, we need more people like you guys that are out here doing media like this. People don't get it, man. Like, this is what jiu-jitsu needs. You know, we need characters and we need stuff like this.
Give the competitors a chance to shine and tell their story.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That's
fun.
a great way of putting it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Exactly.
Cool, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Have a good rest of your night.
Tonight, too.
Thanks, dude. Be good. Hats off to Christos. I think the only bigger and brighter things in the future with him.
And huge thanks to him for allowing us access to his event. He basically gave us free reign of the place. You know, we're recording audio, shooting video, and he put no restrictions on us, let us do our thing. So, I'm excited to pump out this video here and share some promotion for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully we make it to a future event.
Yep. Maybe you'll compete next time.
Maybe.
No pressure. Just throw that out there.
Throw it out.
Yeah. So then a bunch of the guys are coming back in a couple months, right?
Yeah, so January 22nd, Regional Combat Sports is running a super fight event in Massachusetts, and a lot of these same competitors are appearing on the card. We have, I believe, all the same guys from 10th Planet Long Island that competed at this Enigma will be back for it, plus more. I think I saw maybe 6 or 7 from their squad coming up. Manny's going to be back up. I think I saw at least one other person from his team coming up.
Yep.
And then that's headlined by Chris Shahgholi against Mason Fowler. So it's a ridiculous match.
Yeah.
Talk about these regional promotions bringing in big names.
Right.
Like Mason Fowler's the top of the heap. Just won ADCC trials.
Right.
So that's January 22nd. The night before, Friday the 21st, Chris will be here from 6 to 8 o'clock at 10th Planet Springfield doing a donation-based seminar. So open to everybody. He plans on going over leg locks. Shocking.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But yeah, their whole crew will be around here. I'll give them access to the gym to hang out and kill time, do whatever they have to do.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's great that you can bring all the guys. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be very cool.
And then secret's not entirely out, but Jeff and I are going to be on the broadcast team.
That's right. Yeah, I wasn't even going to bring that up. But
Lots of first times going on.
Yep. So we're see if we can't bring the magic that we have in the studio to a live event. So
that was one of those things when they sent me the message and asked, my gut feeling is like, not a chance. That's not for me. But then I'm like, looking at the match, knowing who the matches are, I'm like, it would be stupid to not get involved.
Yeah.
When invited.
We'll have to do a breakdown after that, right? Just of the experience and like the matches themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a little.
Yeah. Get my Joe Rogan on.
Yeah. A little nerve wracking. You're going to wear it all black, like black pants, black shirt.
Yeah.
Like,
Super tight shirt.
Yeah. Super tight. Right. I'm probably going to do it in a British accent, like Michael Bisping.
Okay.
Yeah. That'll probably
Everyone's
work
got to have their thing.
Yeah. Like, aren't you American? I'm like, yeah, but I'm trying to be Michael Bisping.
It's going to last 1.5 matches.
Right, exactly. If that, are you kidding me? It won't even last that long.
You just won't say anything.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, that'll be a good time. So we'll definitely have the RCS recap in a couple months.
Yeah,
so
I'm excited.
Yep. All right, everybody, thanks for listening. Don't forget to find and like, follow, etc. Smash the like button for us on YouTube and any of your preferred podcast networks. We should be available everywhere.
We're on Spotify. We're on Apple.
Yep.
Google.
All the other minor ones too that I don't even know who listens to those. Then you can find us on Instagram at
the Studio 10P Springfield.
See, we just looked it up and I already screwed it up again. Good Lord, tough being old, Pat. All right, everybody, thanks for listening.
Thanks for rolling.
Take care.